Hi, and welcome to this episode of Conversation with a Chef. I'm Jo Ritty, and I love sharing with you the conversations I get to have with talented and passionate chefs. It's the backstory, if you will, to the food they're putting up. I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, traditional custodians of the lands where this conversation took place, land which was never ceded, land where communities came together to eat seasonally, locally, and without exhausting resources. I pay my respects to the elders past and present, and to any First Nations people listening today. Every now and then you meet people who radiate such generosity, such quiet brilliance, that you walk away feeling a little bit better about the world. Chae and Yoora, the couple behind the tiny 6-seat Korean restaurant Chae in the hills of Cockatoo, are exactly those kinds of people. This is a restaurant where time is the main ingredient. Years go into the ferments, and the big clay jars sitting outside, quietly brewing flavour, take up more than just physical space. They represent a completely different way of thinking about food and business. The intimacy is part of the experience. Chae calmly plating at the bench, Yoora quietly attentive to everything else. It began humbly in their Brunswick apartment, with Chae just giving it a go. But beneath that quiet start was a deep well of skill, philosophy and soul. Now, I have a confession. This is actually the second time I sat down to record this episode. The first time I drove out, had a beautiful, thoughtful conversation with Chae and Yoora, drove home and poof, the recording vanished. Gone. A technical glitch, or maybe just the podcast gods keeping me humble. But Chae, being the gracious human she is, invited me back, and I'm so glad she did, because this chat, take 2, feels even more special. Hello. How are you? Hello. How are you? I'm so sorry about this. It's very embarrassing, but
it's nice to see you again.
It's nice to see you again as well, and I do love driving to the Dandenongs.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the 2 hats, keeping the 2 hats, and Besha Rodell's review was amazing.
We haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
So we're going out to the city after this, so we might just grab a coffee out there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, can't wait. Yeah. Oh, it's very, very kind of special to write such a great review for us.
I don't know that she is kind because she's very honest.
Yeah,
so,
yes, true,
I think that you that she writes what she observes and she's got a lot of experience. Yeah. So I think if she is saying good things, then that's true.
Yeah. We had no idea she came. I mean,
we didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We were just assuming. We had a request to arrange a date for LA Times critic.
Oh.
Because he was traveling to Melbourne as part of the Melbourne Food and Wine Festival, and then we had a request from Visit Victoria to possibly arrange a date for him, and then we happened to have 2 available seats.
Oh.
Yeah. So
okay.
yeah.
LA Times.
LA Times. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And so is that story already out as well in the LA Times?
I'm not sure if he was visiting for the story.
Oh, just wanted to.
I don't know the details of his visit, but we just had an email from Visit Victoria.
Oh, so I think Besha might have been with him.
Yeah,
okay.
We just presume maybe
right.
because there was a lady guest that came with the.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So we can only assume it was that day that Besha came.
And it's interesting because we talked last week about the problem that some people have with the booking system.
Yeah.
Even though it's a really fair booking system.
Yeah.
But this points to the fact that there weren't any strings pulled by accommodate that. And you had 2 free seats, and why wouldn't you say yes to the LA Times?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it feels. I saw some of the comments on Instagram, and now because I'm your fierce and loyal supporter, I had to stop myself replying to some people because I think, well, as you said when you started with that system of doing the bookings, it was to try and be the most fair to everybody.
Yeah. I mean, you can't please. I know you can't please everyone, but we strongly believe this lottery system is transparent and open and fair for everyone, because like as I said before lottery, it literally meant people setting up their alarm 7 p.m. first Monday of every month and just sitting in front of their computer and just fiercely clicking, trying to secure a booking. Even so, hundreds of people failed. Even
most
that
of
at
people
all.
was like early 20s.
Yeah. Before the lottery, the demographic was a younger demographic who are quite
Tech savvy.
Yeah. And then what people end up doing after failing attempt, they turn to emails and they just send us all these questions about if our website is working or not. How is this even possible? I log into your website at 7 p.m. Nothing's available. Something must be wrong. So that took a lot of time answering each emails. So it's not working for us. It's not working for them.
And then there was this person that hacked the system.
Yeah. So apparently, a fresh graduate with an IT degree, they can. I don't know how IT works, but they ran a bot. That's what they call it, and then apparently you can secure all this booking simultaneously, so nobody else can get in. So we thought, okay, if this can happen to, if a fresh graduate can do this, I'm sure everybody can sort of bypass the system. So that's why we introduced the lottery, and it was meant to be just a temporary measure during that high demand, but thankfully, I guess we managed to maintain that lottery system.
Well, you've still got a high demand.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's interesting actually to come back again this week because you're in the media spotlight again. So I feel like the high demand is going to continue, isn't it? But I think for me, what made me the most angry about some of the comments, because a lot of the comments are really positive, of course, because people really love what you're doing and
we're very thankful
and appreciate.
We're very appreciative.
But they appreciate you. But what made me annoyed was that you are so gentle and hospitable, and you're welcoming people into your home and taking so much time over preparing a really beautiful dinner. And I think it's a shame for people not to understand that. Like that annoys me.
I mean, everyone is entitled to their opinions, but I guess they share those comments because they don't fully understand how we operate. I mean, I remember seeing one of these comments, why can't you just expand to meet higher demand? You're just trying to be exclusive. You're trying to make it hard for everyone. I mean, if we do expand, then that means we lose our identity.
Yes.
We are Chae because we make our own traditional fermented condiments using traditional recipes and techniques that requires years of aging and preparation, and that is only commercially viable in this setting, I believe, because if you think about it, it needs enormous space to store our condiments, the ferments. Those are clay jars. Those are massive clay jars that are sitting outside.
How many are there out there?
We have 20 at the moment.
Yes. And they're big jars.
They're big jars. Yeah. And there are 20 at the moment, but we are bringing additional 50 jars. So that already is a lot of space. And if you think about it from business perspective, space means money. It's expense. And I can't think of just a conventional business investing those empty space just allocated for just storing condiments,
Yes.
without generating immediate revenue. We can do that because they're not costing additional expense for us, because it's part of our property, the residential property that we store without having to investing additional expense. So we can do that, and it's an added labor to take care of those ferments for extended period of time. I'm talking about years and years.
That's right.
Yeah, and
yes.
Again, without generating immediate revenue.
Yes.
So it is very tricky in a conventional business setting. And we are able to do all of that because we don't have anybody working for us. So that's not added labor cost or wage.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
Well, I think added to that is that, and we talked about this as well, is that you are not charging a huge amount of money. When
That's
you
right.
compare to other degustations in the city, it's very reasonable for this beautiful experience and this food that has taken, as you say, years to prepare.
Yeah.
So I think that it's such a special thing, and it would change the intimacy of it. And I think that's also part of the charm for people to be so close to you, Chae, as you're working, and they can see what you're doing, and I expect you to talk to them and tell your story. And if it was bigger, then that's a different kind of offering. Isn't it?
It is completely different kind of offering, and it will definitely change how we structure our price. So we won't be able to offer our dining experience at the same price level we are currently offering. So when we when we decide our price point, it was a bit difficult to sort of position ourselves in terms of pricing, because there's no reference.
Yes.
Yeah. Because 5 years ago, there are not many home-based restaurants making homemade Korean condiments. So I guess we didn't take the wages and the labor cost into consideration. So what we, essentially what we don't pay, that shouldn't, customers shouldn't have to pay. So that's how we decide our current
I
price.
still don't know really how you do it and make money, because it feels so reasonable to me. But let's go back to the start then of when, because you started this concept in your apartment in Brunswick.
Yes.
So naturally that was a small concept. And how did that come about?
It was my dream since I started cooking. So I saw the documentary about Hong Kong lady running the one table business. I don't know, and then it was in my mind for a really long time.
Okay.
And then that time I had a minor car accident. So I stopped working at commercial kitchen because, that time commercial kitchen work like 17 hours a day.
Yes.
It's really hard for me with my weak ankle. So I asked to Yoora, maybe I just try what I want to do, once a week, something like that, when he was at office. And then, yeah.
What did you think when Chae
I-
first had the idea?
I didn't think much about it. I mean, I thought Chae was just in a transition period where she lost direction because she was working hard to climb up the ladder in the fine dining scene, and then all of a sudden she lost the sense of direction and aim. So I guess she was in a period where she's just trying, a few things. So I thought it was one of her ideas. So, yeah. And like Chae said, I had my full-time job as a menswear designer back then.
Yes.
So I wasn't even around. So yeah, why not just do it and see where it leads. And, yeah.
Can you remember the first time,
Yes.
the first dinner?
I was really nervous.
Yeah.
So actually, I had one shot of like gin before I start to have a service because it's my first time.
Yes.
It was fun, but it was more. It wasn't like a dining service. It's more like a workshop.
Okay.
Yeah, so much easier. But I had to prepare their lunch after fish workshop, and I didn't know they like or not.
Yeah. And I think when we spoke last week, you were saying you initially thought you might teach people how to make things,
Yeah.
but people enjoyed eating the food
Yeah.
more than learning how to make it.
Because I have a language barrier to teach all my knowledge to everyone. So I think actually customer
Suggested.
suggested to me, you're just doing dining. It's more like worth it. So I said, oh yeah, let's try. And then it was really popular from the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting because if you were in kitchens like Lume, and some of those other ones where you're behind the scenes, so you're in the kitchen, it's quite a different thing to being right in front of people and having to communicate with them.
It's very different, but it's different like a joyful and fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Before I came to visit you, I watched the Chef's Table episode where they follow
Jung.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought it was such a beautiful episode. Everything about it is really beautiful and serene. So where she lives in the temple and cooks, and she talks a lot about how she feels that you can communicate through food. So I really like that you said that it feels joyful to be doing that and to be sharing with other people. Jung lives down the road, or lives near your mother.
Yeah.
So you have spent some time with her. Was that when you decided to do your own thing, or was that before?
No, I think after.
Before.
Before.
Ah.
Before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you just ask her if you could? Does she do workshops normally, or how did it come about?
I just went to her temple.
There are many
Like
apparentices in the temple. Just helping out with the chores and errands.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So you can just go and do that
Yes.
for a short period of time.
Yes, I asked her, can I stay here and then just work for you? And then she said, of course. She needs lots of hand anyway.
Yes. Compared to what you have going on out there with the pots, I saw in the documentary on Chef's Table, she has the big clay pots down in the ground, and she was picking up the kimchi.
Yes.
I didn't actually see how big her production is. Does she have a lot of?
She doesn't have a big production because she need only for her restaurant.
Yeah.
She's not selling her, soy sauce or soybean paste.
big enough for
but big
visitors
enough,
at the temple.
Big enough for all visitors.
Yeah.
And then she normally make huge batch for so many people.
Yes. How many people in her restaurant
How many people
can come?
When I was there was big event, so 300 people came
Wow.
in same time.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had to prepare their meals.
Yeah. Were there things that surprised you when you were there? Did you learn, because you grew up cooking with your mother and grandmother,
Yes.
and they had some traditional techniques. Did you learn were there new and interesting things that you learned when you were at the temple?
사실
오신채 안 쓰는 거.
아니 나는 솔직히 배운 건 별로 없는데 사실 우리 엄마가 진짜 마스터였다. 그 얘기를 하고 싶어.
So after working with the monk Jung and working in the kitchen with everyone else, Chae came to a conclusion: if you set a mind to achieving something, you can always learn from everyone that's around you, not necessarily master. Like if you are open to learn, you can always learn from your mom, you can always learn from your grandma. So that was the sort of a conclusion.
And then after I stayed at the temple, I realized my mom is real master.
Oh.
Yeah, so after temple, I stay with my mom for a couple of months and then learn. Actually, can I say more?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it? Because maybe that experience of being with a master made you realise what you wanted to know, and perhaps when you grow up with your mother, you don't always notice that she's really excellent at doing that. You just eat her food and think this is so good. And your mother would have a different style because the temple's vegan.
Temple is totally vegan, and then they don't use garlic, ginger, everything.
Onion,
onion. My mom is more like a old-fashioned traditional style.
Yeah.
So it's much like a close related what I had.
Yes.
Yeah.
And something that really struck me too about that episode of the show was the way that she spoke about soy sauce, and I'd never thought about soy sauce like that before, because here I feel like we see soy sauce, so many different brands, and they're quite cheap on the supermarket shelf, and some brands just make things salty, and that's kind of it. And then I read on your Instagram that you've made your own soy sauce, and you mentioned that you just have the water, soybean,
and salt,
and thyme.
Yes.
And that made me really stop and think, because I have to say I didn't realise that that's how you make soy sauce. So tell me what's your process?
You better to explain.
In a nutshell,
yes.
So we obviously start with the soybean. We cook soybean until they are really soft, and then we mash them into a square block called meju. And after making meju, we set up a optimal temperature and humidity, so we can grow the beneficial bacteria within the meju. And once the meju is ready with the right bacteria, we steep them in the brine for
40 days.
40 days. And after that 40 days, we fish out the meju blocks.
Is that like the size of a brick?
Yes, it's almost the size of a brick. A little bit bigger.
Okay.
Traditional way it's like this size, but in here we try to make a half size.
Oh, okay.
So we fish out of the brine, and then we keep the brine, the umami-infused brine, separately in the clay jar called the ungi, and then we age them for at least 2 years before we are able to use in our kitchen. And then the meju block, we mash them again because at that stage it's a square block, soaked in brine, and then we mash it, make it into a paste, keep it in a separate clay jar again, and then store that for at least 2 years. And then that paste will eventually become what's called doenjang. It's another fundamental Korean ingredient that's widely used in Korean cuisine. Not many people are familiar with doenjang, but think Japanese miso.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's they're both fermented bean paste, but essentially the bacteria that we use to inoculate the soybean, they're different. So I believe, well, I'm not a miso expert, but I believe Japanese use what's called
Aspergillus.
koji.
Yeah.
Koji.
So they use Aspergillus bacteria.
To when they inoculate their soybean, and eventually they make their miso. But we used wild yeast. So remember when I said creating the right temperature, right humidity, we use the help of wild yeast from dry hay.
Oh,
So the dry hay, the bacteria from dry hay will help inoculate the soybean block.
So where is the hay?
So we contact our farmer, local farmer, and source organic the dry hay.
But do you put it underneath, or like where is it in proximity?
So this is interesting. I'm glad you asked, because traditionally you twist those hay to make a rope, and then you tie meju, and then you hang it outside in the open air to grow bacteria. If you Google meju, that is probably the images you will find on Google website. There's the meju block tied with the hay. But it is very difficult to find the long hay to be able to make those rope. Yeah, they're all chopped up for some reason. It is we couldn't find the long hay, so we had to come up with our own way to inoculate soybean at the meju block. So what we do is we use a vegetable mesh bag. We place the meju inside the bag, and then we grab a handful of those chopped up hay together with the bag, and then we hang that bag.
Okay. Do you need to change the hay?
No.
Okay. Wow.
No. So after those 40 days after inoculating the meju block, we discard the hay, and then give it a thorough rinse, clean, so that there's no left hay left in the meju, and then we steep in the brine.
Yeah. What makes it such a dark color?
So at the beginning, the young soy sauce color is like a brown.
Yeah.
But after 2 years later, they get so much direct sun, it changes to dark.
Yeah.
So the answer to your question, the time gives it a darker color.
Yes.
I don't know the science behind it, but yeah, as you can see from outside, they have the transparent lid on top of it to get direct sun. And sun is the best natural sanitizer, and it also makes the color of soy sauce darker. Yeah. So, and those transparent lid, it's I guess it's a modern style.
Okay.
Because traditionally, they don't have transparent lid. They are also clay lid.
Yes. Okay.
So I told you about those 50 clay jars coming from Korea. They have clay lid on top of it, and then we have to switch it to the transparent lid.
Yes.
So back in the old days, what moms used to do was first thing in the morning, they give it a good clean wipe around, on the jar, make sure they are clean, and then they lift the lid for a short period of time to get the sun in.
I see.
And then they close the lid.
Before that.
Yeah, close the lid. And it's very labor intensive
Yes.
and very, very repetitive, very tedious.
Does it change the amount of time, or does it?
Otherwise, they will get mold if they don't get the direct sun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you can just leave yours.
Yes, yeah. So somebody came up with this really clever design,
Yeah.
a transparent lid with mesh, the metal mesh around it, so no insects or dust can't get in. But because it's transparent, it saves us from having to, lift the lid for direct sun every day. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So the time makes the darker color.
And in living in the Dandenongs, which is so beautiful, but quite a different microclimate, perhaps, to South Korea, or do you have to take that into consideration when you're fermenting or making soy sauce and so on?
So Korea's winter normally very dry and really cold, but here very humid and not too cold. So if you hang the meju outside, you will get unexpected mold a lot. So we make a smaller, and then we hang inside and then turn on the fan.
Yes.
And then we try to control our humidity as well.
So how often, because there's nothing hanging at the moment, so how often?
So we do once a year in
Okay.
winter time. So we will start from end of this month, and then all processing will finish in September. So for 3 to 4 months, we will be really busy. We have to keep making meju and non-stop.
And so every year from June to September.
April.
End
of April.
End of April to
September.
Yes.
Is our meju making season.
Yeah.
And then we store them in the clay jar for 2 years.
And that's not the only thing that you're fermenting and preserving. What else do you make?
So I'm making, in winter time we are really busy because we have to do all fermentation.
Okay.
So my mom normally make kimchi like 1,000 cabbage of kimchi every winter.
Wow, 1,000?
Yes, because she share
Okay.
with her families.
Traditionally, the mom's the first daughter of her siblings, and traditionally first daughter,
and my
child,
father is the first son as well.
carries the burden of, I guess, feeding the entire, family. So helping a lot with the chores and making condiments, kimchi, so that that batch of kimchi will last throughout the year.
How long would it take her to process 1,000? Does she does everyone help?
Yes, neighbors and everywhere. So like at least 3 days.
That sounds fast.
Yes. And then she has to make, of course, soybean paste, soy sauce, and chili paste in winter time as well.
Yeah.
And she make all like fermented sweetener in winter time. And and then normally I make vinegar and all drinks, fermented drinks during this period as well. So
So you make some alcoholic and some non-alcoholic drinks?
mostly non-alcoholic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're more of that fermented style as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So when people come here for dinner, how does it work? What should people expect when they come here?
What they expect?
So what's the flow of dinner? So they arrive.
They arrive. We greeting. Yoora is explain what we are doing, and then he just left the kitchen. And
So we greet our guests, show them to their seats, and then I hand out our menu.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Chae is pouring tea and water. And once everyone has arrived, I formally introduce ourselves, and then I leave, let Chae take over the stage, and then that's when the service starts.
Yes.
Our service roughly lasts for about 2 hours, just over 2 hours. So we start with a snack, followed by entree, beverage pairing, couple starter, 1 or 2 starters,
And then drinks.
and then another beverage pairing,
and then 2 mains.
2 mains, and lastly dessert.
Yeah, and then before last meal, we always prepare the palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's quite big
Yeah.
course.
Something refreshing, something aesthetic, slightly aesthetic, just to work up their appetite
Yes.
before the main starts. Yeah.
And so, as well as the things, because you grow some Korean herbs in your garden as well, what's your relationship with producers and other suppliers? How did you decide on duck or fish, where to get those from?
So we are lucky to have our seafood supplier willing to deliver to us, even though we are a very, very small business, very small quantity. But we have clams.
Clams.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. So thank you very much, clams, for
Driving inland.
for driving. Yeah. And then with the meat, we have local butchers that we closely work with, and we use mostly Asian produce, like vegetables. The closest Asian supermarket that we like to go to is in Glen Waverley.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the Arum Pottery.
And then with the poultry, Chae is a proud brand ambassador for Arum Poultry.
Oh, it's so good, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and then they deliver to here as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even we order 2 ducks per week. They deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are in a very fortunate, lucky position to be able to work with these amazing suppliers, despite our remote location. Yeah. So every Friday, I go out to Glen Waverley and buy all the the vegetables, fruits, and other ingredients that Chae needs. And then we got other stuff delivered to us.
And how often do you change the menu?
So we change the menu every 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So following the seasonal.
Yes. And are your ideas for the menu do they always come from tradition, or are you inspired by other things, your experience in fine dining? Or?
I try to follow the traditional way, and then I just add my flavor. Yeah.
Did you always know that you wanted to be a chef when you were young?
Actually, I wanted to be a manga illustrator. Cartoonist.
Ah.
Yeah, since I was little.
Yeah.
So I did a cartoon for a really long time until early 20s. But I realized I don't have a talent. Yeah, so I just gave up.
And what made you think about hospitality?
I just came to the Melbourne because I want to do something like a new adventure, and I started with the bakery at the pastry.
Pastry.
At the first, but I realized I didn't like a sweet smell. Smell of sweetness.
Yes.
So I changed my career to cookery. That's the beginning.
That's when you realized you really enjoyed it.
And I love to see people are eating my food.
Yeah.
So during I studied the cookery course, I always invited people to my house and then tried to cook something new.
Yeah.
And then I loved watching them to eat my food. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And it's very generous, and perhaps that generosity extends to the book because you're sharing recipes and techniques with people. And I know that it's quite a process to make a book, and I know that Yoora, you helped a lot with that book.
Yeah.
So where did you start? Where did the idea? Well, when you thought about doing a book, were you asked to do a book? Was that how it happened?
No, Hardy Grant contacted us.
Yes.
You were asked to the book and see if you're interested, and you were definitely interested. And we wanted to stay true to our restaurant. Our restaurant is mostly popular for Korean traditional condiments, so we dedicated the first part of the book talking about traditional Korean condiments, and then the second half is broken down into seasonal recipes. Where we talk about cooking dishes using the condiments that were discussed in the prior chapter.
And so, Chae, did you wrote your ideas in Korean?
Yes.
And then they were translated by someone else,
Yeah.
but then you checked it.
Well, I checked with I helped out with communication between Chae and the translator and the publisher. So I was a messenger in between. So what the process was, Chae wrote the original script in Korean, and then we had a professional translator translating to English, and then that passed on to the editor at Hardy Grant, and then of course the editor had lots of questions, and that's when I jumped in and helped with the communication between the editor and the Chae. And it's a repetitive process.
Yeah.
So Yoora got so much stress at the time.
I bet. And I think you're already so busy. I know during the week it takes you all of the week to prepare for your guests at the weekend. I feel like doing a book would be another added
in hindsight, that was the busiest period of 5 years of running the business. It was a very busy time. Yeah.
How long did it take to
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, because the second part of the book was seasonal recipes, so we couldn't capture the food and the scene all at the same time.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So spring, we had our spring recipe. The photographer, amazing, Amel, and the stylist Lee came, and then we did a spring photo shoot
For 2 days.
for 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we waited for a few months, and then we did the
And
season.
with the seasonal recipes, the home cook can substitute in store-bought condiments, can't they? They don't need to.
That's right. Yeah.
So you explain the process of how you make your condiments, but perhaps people at home might not do that.
We certainly don't want our readers to feel, overwhelmed by this lengthy process. So there's always a store-bought alternatives if you want to take a shortcut and keep it simple. But if you want to do it the really traditional, authentic way, they can always follow the first part and then give it a try, which is really really rewarding process.
I wanted to talk about your beautiful
ceramics.
That's right. And I feel like aesthetics are really important, and perhaps if you started your life thinking about art and drawing, and you're in the designing fashion, and you've done all the beautiful branding of all of the bottles and jars. It's incredible.
Thank you.
What's the story behind your ceramics? How did you choose those pieces?
Well, because Chae is the only person running the kitchen, there's no other team members to put garnish on top of it, and she wants to make things really clean and simple, and then the way to do that is to complement her dish using these beautiful ceramics, mostly from Korea and the local artists based in Melbourne.
Yeah. There are so many local artists as well, and they are making really good.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So nice. All of those. It's so earthy and
Yeah, I like 이렇게 모양이 막 이렇게 헝클어진 걸 더 좋아해.
Chae likes sort of like unpolished, raw, natural, not really refined sort of look when it comes to choosing her ceramic. I think Chae believes that sort of design complements her approach to cooking, which is really natural and organic.
So, with all of the experience that you have, what would your advice be to a young person starting out as a chef? What would be important?
They just believe what they want to do, and then just 하고 싶은 거 하고 귀를 막고 똑같이 얘기해줘.
Just go with your gut feeling, and then just trust in yourself, and just keep working at it.
And then block the noise from outside.
Block.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Conversation with a Chef with Chae and Yoora at Chae Restaurant in the Dandenongs. You can check out all the goodness on Instagram at Chae-Melbourne, that's CHAE-Melbourne. You can also enter the lottery for a seat in their beautiful home through their website, www.chae.com.au. If you'd like to hear more stories from other chefs, I'm also on Instagram at Conversation with a Chef. You can read the chat online at www.conversationwithachef.com, and of course you can follow me on Apple and Spotify podcasts. I would love it if you told a friend about my chats, because that's still the best way to get the stories out there. Once again, thanks so much for listening. Have a great day and bon appetit.